Greetings and salutations, this is Jason Silverain, and today, after the fiasco that was Magic Pockets, I'll be taking a look at Murder. This was a game I could never quite get my hands on. Published by US Gold, this was the brainchild of two writers from Creative Materials and released in 1990, and is, well, essentially solo Cluedo. I think that's the best way I can actually put it. It's actually got 3 million different combinations, though honestly the game's relatively limited, so they're not that different, but it's enough to keep you going. And how it works is you have this wonderful little newspaper and you can change the dates, and yeah, so from 1914 to 1945 was that? Let me double check. Yes. So let's go for this, the 12th of let's make it March. Always like March. And then we can go customize our detective here. You change his nose slightly. Well, it's more of his facial shape. And you can change his mustache. Come on. Though occasionally it does like to be a bit awkward and not register clicks. Everything is done on the mouse. And each one of these different combinations will actually change the seed, and thus change the investigation. It'll change the murder weapons, it'll change how many people are there, it'll change who's there. Hopefully I don't have a place full of reverends again. There's also 4 different difficulties, which again add their own twist on things. Novice and not average are kind of the same. You'll have a few extra people there, you'll have people picking up things a bit more and moving things around, which can mess up things like fingerprinting, but it's relatively easy. When you start getting into experience in Super Sleuth, then you start getting the more difficult weapons being used in the murders, which you can't be fingerprinted, like the log or the rope. So let's begin. Now, you actually only have 2 hours to solve the case in real time. And that's kind of cool, but it does put that little bit of pressure on you, and I love this title screen. Fingers crossed I don't have to do too much tweaking with the view today. I have tried to get it bang on, and as you can see, we've got this wonderful black and white. 2 hours to solve the crime. Miss Susan King is our victim today. So she's been shot, and she was holding a wallet. Well, who discovered the body? Miss Penny. So we're going to go over and talk to you. And we just go, okay, what you can tell us about Miss Susan King? Arguing with Miss Penny James. Oh, that's going to be confusing. Several pennies. That's all you know. Miss Penny James. It's in the entrance hall. And we have to keep clicking this to make sure we take all the notes. So, with Susan King. Tell me about the relationship. Oh, Miss Penny James will inherit from Miss Susan King, so that's a motive right there. Ow. I think we've got, well, yeah, sorry. I think we've got a really good case already for a potential murder. We'll just quickly go through and find out what other people were doing. Now, the AI is slightly clever in the fact that the murderer will never tell you any useful information about what they were doing. They will go out of their way to just lie, usually. I think we've got a motive. Well, you're not telling me anything. And this isn't really necessary. We've got a pretty solid case already. Now, in Novice, you'll usually only find fingerprints on the murder weapon. Well, of that type. So if it's shot, only one gun will have fingerprints. If it's okay, reception, outhouse, study. Where was the murder again? Holy crap! That's the first time it's not been in the reception or the antechamber sort of thing. So yes, in the later ones, you start having more of the weapons having fingerprints on. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted by just trying to make sure I get this. So, yeah, I was not expecting a good case this soon. So, body was found. She died at 10:57. She was arguing with Penny James. Entered a drawing room. Found in the study. Okay. The study. She was in the drawing room at 10:57. Okay, where's the drawing room? Drawing room's here. She is right next to the study for the murder. Oh. Let's talk to the footman. Tell me about Miss Penny James. Okay. Tell me about Miss Susan King. No, you don't want to. This is a bit early to be going all out on one person, but hey, we flute. Right, meat knife, no. Did anyone else see this argument? Miss Penny James. She picked up the flintlock. Oh, yeah. That's a... And the flintlock's down here. Well, let's have a look for prints. We will put that there. Hopefully no one else has handled the flintlock at this time. Okay. Second floor landing. Okay, can anyone tell me about the flintlock? Again, this is one problem I occasionally have, is it will get stuck and you can't clear. But that's not too bad. Alright. The flintlock. Told you. Oh, bugger. Who else we got here? That's the butler. Can you tell me anything about the flintlock? No. It would be nice. So the flintlock's in the entrance hall, but yes, as I was saying, it would be nice if someone saw her put that down. How about you, sir? Can you tell me about the flintlock? No. It's Penny James. No, you can't either. My main problem with this game is when you start getting more people, they all look very similar, and there's not enough character models out there. And with the relatively limited number of facial features and very similarities against them, well, you can start wondering what the hell's going on. Alright. Okay, clear. What were you doing then? See, again, some people just don't want to talk to you and will not give you info, so it's not always easy. Well, never mind. We're just going to take that as a possible weapon. And we're going to keep going. Earring. Yeah, what the hell? Let's see if there's any fingerprints on the earring. Not sure who that belonged to. And no one's mentioned anyone handling the earring yet. We have the whip. Again, I could probably just go and make the arrest now. I'm pretty confident because we have a motive. Oh. We've got clues. First floor landing. Yeah. Basement stairs. And you can just build up a really good kind of case against someone. Though, to be honest, sometimes all you need is the know the murder weapon and say, yeah, you did it. Okay, let's check that cult for fingerprints. Yeah, no fingerprints on the cult. I didn't think there would be. The sound effects are pretty nice, but the game could possibly do with some music, and I do really quite enjoy its simplicity. The controls, whilst initially awkward, yeah, you get used to them very fast. Okay, down we go. I suspect this is where the flintlock came from originally. Okay, my good doctor. Now, tell me about Miss King then. How about Miss Penny James? Fair enough. Tie. No, I don't think that will have any fingerprints on it. Hair slide. Oops. Interesting, the hair slide also has fingerprints on it as well, and you see, because what can happen is on harder difficulties, items like the hair slide, tumblers, candlesticks, it'll be picked up and put down by people. And one thing we can do is go over here with the hair slide and rub the fingerprints off it, and that will actually make people more likely to pick it up and move it around. Also, if you're aware of what someone's carrying, you can usually just follow them around enough, and sooner or later they'll drop it on a available space. So then you can compare fingerprints to what you believe the murder weapon is. It's again a very simple system. Hmm. Okay, Penny James. She entered the pantry, picked up the hair slide. Okay, yes. So we now have confirmation about that. And did I ask you about Miss Susan King? No. Hmm. Yes, so now we just got to find our suspect. This is the bit that usually takes a while, and if it does take a long time, I may just skip it. But the layout of the manor changes each time. Now, and sometimes you can have, I think, more floors, because I could have sworn on Novice I once only had one that had a, basement, ground floor, and first floor. Might as well check the Derringer. Don't think anyone's touched it. No, no one's touched it. Apparently, someone's left a tumbler here. No one's had the tumbler either. But as you can see, as you get the more higher difficulty levels, as items get picked up, move around, it gets a lot harder to gather this evidence. And sometimes people only stay to one floor, so if a murder happens on the ground floor but there was only like 2 people there at a time, well, that's a bit of a problem, because you might not have any witnesses of, who was around. What you'll have to do instead is figure out what weapon was used. You might see someone going downstairs, and that's the only information you have of them is these 3 people went downstairs. One of them was carrying a gun. It's probably them. Oh, damn it! Sorry, no, not the person I want. Oh dear me. Oh, there's the Luger. Check that for fingerprints. Yeah. I definitely see this as one of those games that you play in bursts. You might do 2 or 3 cases over, like over a lunch break, and then come back and just play it on and off. I can understand some people might get bored of it right away, but I love my mystery games, and this really appeals to me. It was very unique for its time as well. Okay, we're still hunting down our murderer. Well, I'll rejoin you in a minute. Okay, I finally found her, right back in the drawing room. We are going to go for the... actually, no. Let's question her first. Okay, what were you doing? You tell me about the hair slide, and you won't tell me about the flintlock, will you? Tell yourself... and the flintlock? See, they won't give you anything, Okay, won't let me tell them about the entranceway. I always find the bottom one, it never wants to let you click it. And there we go, successful case. Now, I have not tried repeating the date and the layout to see if it will actually cause a repeat of exactly the same case. I think there might be a bit of other random generation involved, but yeah, this is Murder in a nutshell, and I really enjoy this game. If anyone wants me to try this on the harder difficulties, just let me know. I would really like to have a go at Super Sleuth at some point. Just leave a date in the comments and I'll give it a try.